Hey folks, Rob back for another Rob Plays, and in this episode, we're checking out O'Reilly's Mine. Originally developed for the Atari 8-bits by, where are we? By Mark Riley, published by Datasoft in 1983, with this 64 conversion being handled by Al Rubin. It's worth mentioning that it came out on the Apple II as well as the Atari, and the interesting factor is that there is a game on the Commodore 16 plus 4 called Prospector Pete, which is very, very similar. But anyway, let's do the business. So you are Tim O'Reilly, who is basically doing what any miner does best, of prospecting through this giant mine shaft. And I've just died. The idea at each stage is you need to clear the mine of the various treasures, gems, oil, etc., and escape without being killed. The big challenge, of course, comes from the water level. As you move through the mine, you can sort of see, we'll see here, the highest tunnel that you dig in the overall structure will set the water level to be that high. If that makes sense. So you can sort of see that now the water's a little higher up. And the idea is we complete each stage by just collecting all the treasures and getting to the mine exit. You've got dynamite as well. That's really used for the critters that you'll encounter. You can watch them start appearing once the mine itself explodes. I've got to be careful because the water, yeah, you can see that little green critter there. Hit button, you can plant a stick of dynamite. And if you're successful, you get a bunch more points. If you're not, you can save your dynamite for the end of the stage. You'll get a few points. You'll get more points bonus. Joystick controls can feel a little fiddly sometimes here. I generally like the game. It's a nice little twist on some sort of arcade stuff. It's a little fiddly at times when things like that happen, you're not careful, like a noob. But let's keep going. So yeah, you want to just really try to keep. Probably don't want to do things like I'm just doing there. So the idea, of course, is that the water. The other thing worth noting, I was going to talk about the water again, but I already have. The other thing worth noting is about the time of day. You can sort of see the sky shift colours, and now it's black. That is a concern really for the monsters. When you are at night, so a black sky, basically they'll move a lot faster, so they become a bigger threat. So you have to get used to that with your planning of things in a more dynamite-ish manner. Okay. Bit annoying that you can't dig like directly next to the previous pipe, but I think it makes sense from an angle of just pipes collapsing in on themselves and whatnot. Okay, yeah. So for 83 now, it's functional graphically. I think if you're expecting a lot more detail for a game so early, you're going to be disappointed. I think it does the job pretty nicely. The music, again, same kind of deal. It's not the most exciting music out there, but hey, for 83, it's functional enough. We've got to be careful now. Yeah, we've got the exit. Come on! This game gets tough, but it's old school arcade tough, so it's kind of tough where you can learn it and try not to mess about. Oil. Yeah, see, I've probably sabotaged myself. Yeah, I've got myself basically trapped because I dug too high, and that's the big thing you don't want to do in this game. Because once you get that high, you can't cross the central mine shaft, and that's game over anyway. Let's have another run. Hopefully I won't waste as many lives on frivolous deaths. So yeah, let's start again. I really like this for just the charm of this sort of thing. You know, back in the early days, a lot of early sort of proto-arcade games are kind of... They kind of, you know, just take off the conventions of machines in the field at the time and sort of built their own thing. Here they've gone for something a bit unique, that while it feels, you know, reminiscent of games like Anteater, which of course was probably the most famous take on that was Oil's Well and things like that. You know, they're sort of takes on arcade style games. Here this is an arcade frantic game, but it feels very unique as a result. So in this form, this is probably going to be hard to find. I think I remember finding it on an auction. I don't know whether it got a direct European release or not. Datasoft were, of course, a US publisher. So I don't know if there's a European release. I mean, the game is pretty simple, so it's not going to tax the timing of one's 64. So I don't know whether you can get it through other like, I don't know whether there was a UK import or so. I'm twisting my words a lot today. Okay. Let's just get back to it. Oh, I was hoping that mine... The only thing that's sorry, you can't just sort of drain things. Oh well. Oils well that ends well. And I've blocked myself out. Womp womp. So you've got to think carefully about how you carve your paths into the mine. Just so you know you don't go too high too early. Because that is historically where someone like me completely messes up. And I reckon we're going to probably leave it there. So that is O'Reilly's Mine, which is an interesting kind of game in its own right. Nice little early arcade game that's kind of fun, kind of tough, in that old school tradition. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, clicking the like button really helps the video do all its magic through the thing. I would love to hear your thoughts, especially if you've played that, the Apple version, because the Atari version I imagine is pretty similar. The Apple one I imagine is going to be a fair bit different. So your comments are always fun and interesting to read. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Every week there's a new round of classic games on the 64 and other machines as I can. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.